Hello, Edge teachers. Thank you so much for taking a minute to look at the new Canvas template. In this video, we're going to talk about how to download the template, what happens when you import the template into your current class, and I'm going to do a quick overview of the template. Let's get started. From your Canvas page, my tool is not open. There we go. Always something. From your Canvas page, you probably already know about this, but there's a little C, and that will take you to the Commons, and that's where we're going to go to download the template. And because there are a bajillion Salem Keizer templates, I gave ours a hashtag. I also want to draw your attention just really quickly to this box right here. This says that the template has been updated. So if you've already downloaded the template, or you download it this time and then later we update it and you need to look at it, this box will show up and you can look at the update notes. So right here it will tell you what's different. Okay, back to what I originally said I was going to show you. Hashtag Edgehogs. What? Da-da-da-da. There's our template. Okay, so you're going to click on it. It has a preview and you can import it. I kind of recommend just maybe importing it into a blank class first, but I'll leave that up to you. And yeah, so that's how you get it. When you import it, if you choose to import it into your class that you're currently using, what happens is the content, the module content, it just shows up below the content that's already there. And the pages in the template will show up mixed in alphabetically. That's not it. In your pages. So that's what happens when you import it. Let's take a look at the template. Let me go back. Dun, dun, dun. So this is the home page. And if you click on modules, that's where all the stuff lives. I have purposely turned them all off so they're not published. So if you do import it into your class, you're not going to accidentally publish content for your students. And what you will find at the top, there are some about this template information. This video that I'm currently filming will go on this page right here in the overview video. If you click on template resources, there's a link to a Google folder. And in the Google folder, there's a couple of templates, which I'll get to. And then I've put all of the buttons that are in this template organized by type. And we'll talk more about that. So that's the template resources. Go back to modules. This page right here, I had a crazy idea. If you need a button and you email me, I'm going to try to send it to you within 24 hours. And the reason I want to do that is I think if you need the button, probably 6 other teachers need the button. And that seems more efficient. I also have the file already set up, so it's a matter of like copy, paste, boom, done, and then they would match. So if you need a button, email me. I'll send it to you. There's the resources, or the about this template module. And below that, there are 5 different ways that you can organize your content. You can organize your content any way you want. I should say there are 5 different ways that I've set up that you could just go ahead and use. In each of these sections, there's a home page. So this is the by weekday homepage. I think this would be most appropriate for K2 teachers, linking out to what you're currently using for your day schedule. I'm currently changing my homepage every single day with their schedule. So maybe trying to transition them to, knowing what day it is and clicking and getting the schedule there, putting assignments for them there. Although I'm probably just going to link this assignments button to Seesaw. But anyway, so each of these links to a blank page. Not very exciting. And the blank pages are right here. So if you're already organizing your content like that, you could paste whatever you're putting on each day into these. Thank you to, I'm going to forget her last name, Emma Dorland. She sent me some translated buttons. So we have Spanish home pages, dun, 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 which is very exciting. There's one of those in each of the modules. And then there's a weekly schedule. I know a lot of us are taking a screenshot of our schedule and pasting it into Canvas somewhere, and that's great. Most of our students have access to that, but I want to start thinking about students who need assistive technology, and students who might need a screen reader would not at all be able to access a JPEG schedule. So if you have the bandwidth to think about that right now, one option is to set up your schedule in slides and then embed it so that screen readers have access to the text. And this slideshow that's flashing on my screen right now is a template that you can make a copy of. There are some tips for making an accessible schedule, directions for embedding it into Canvas. I made a little blank table and I put basically my schedule in there as an example. So that's the schedule. Go back to modules. The other template I wanted to show you was on the home page. If you click on the header, on the banner art, it's going to prompt you to make a copy of this slide document. It's going to spin forever. And this first page is just some directions, but this slide is the dimensions, the 700 pixels by 200 pixels that fit in that banner art space. So you can lay out a banner here, and I've given directions on how to download that as a PNG file and then upload it, add it as an image to Canvas. So, if you want to, I also threw this little art piece in there. If you want to change your banner every season or every week, go nuts. Let's see, back to modules. So that is content organized by weekday with buttons, content organized by primary subject with buttons, looks like this. Dun, 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 dun. And these all link to pages that are in the module. And that's right here. This module also has the Spanish homepage, the weekly schedule, a page to put a link to your recorded lessons. This is the content organized by subject with very grown-up buttons. Dun, dun, dun. Same thing. These link out to a page. And then in talking with a 4 or 5 teacher, I realized that I had really designed these with like a K2 lens. And what I think would be most appropriate for students who can read is to just put their assignments like in the module. So this is set up. There's a home page. And the home page just has a schedule. And then instead of putting the instructional content here, you would just click on assignments, and assignments would just take you to this module. And then in the module, these are text headers, which you can add by going to add text header, and you can add whatever you want. And then underneath, you could add your assignments. So if your students are already used to navigating Canvas through the module view, which is its intended use, and you're already using assignments, I feel like this is a much better solution. I teach first graders and they would get lost here, but you know, I think it's appropriate for older kids. So there's an option. These text headers are organized by day, and these are organized by subject. And I only put 3 because you can add more if you need to. Down here, you will find a master homepage, which just has some minimal text. And on all of the home pages, there's a link out to that folder that I showed you with all of the buttons in it. Let's look at that for a second. So, buttons, days, those buttons have the day names on them. Navigation is anything that you're going to find in the top 2 rows. There's other things in there. This is the one I wanted to talk to you about, the sites row. So the sites row is this row right here. This, I think, is where we're going to need the most like custom buttons. So let's go in there. And I have made these. I won't read them so you can read them. Yeah, so like I said, if you want a button, you can email me and I will make one for you. Modules. I'm just trying to make sure that I said everything I wanted to say. Meet the teacher. So this is linked in your homepage under About. And it's just a really basic template. You can completely scrap this. The only thing we want to make sure is that your name, your email, your phone number, and your office hours are accessible. You can add a photo. And I've made a note right here about alt text. That's something that I would like to talk more about at some point. But basically, alt text is just, what would I need to say about this image so that if someone could not see, they would understand what it was and its context within the page. So the example I give is image of Mrs. Smith wearing all black and sitting on a couch, drinking coffee next to a black and white cat. That seems like a lot of detail, but if you have a student who can see, that detail is going to be appropriate and necessary. And I know a lot of us do not have vision impaired students in our class, but if you do this very quickly as you add photos, then should you get assigned a student who needs assistive technology, you're ready to go. You don't have to think about it at all. That's my pitch for alt text. I think I said everything I wanted to say. Thank you again for your time. I really appreciate it. And please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I love talking about Canvas, so I would be happy to hear from you. Cheers, friends.